So Ron, please feel free to speak up whenever you have a moment. We're going to talk a little bit about trading success and probably the most important reason why all of you are here.
Hey, John.
Hey.
How are you?
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thanks
Excellent.
for taking the time to be here.
No, thanks for having me out. Do you want me to jump in and talk about some of the developments right now, or you want to go through the trading success first? What do you want to do?
Well, you being here is always a special thing, so I'd like you to talk about anything you want to talk about. And for those individuals that have been maybe new to the call or here for the very first time that don't know who Ron is, Ron plays probably the most important role behind the scenes because it's his company that is building out everything that you see in the back end and how all of the members interface with CFX, including web TV that we'll just talk about in a couple of minutes. So you can discuss this slide and anything else you'd like to after that, Ron. And we'll also have you talk about some key talking points on the following slide as well.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, back before anybody had ever heard about CashFX, Oscar Lopez has been a friend of mine for about 10 years. He came to me and presented the idea, asked if I'd take the project, and very short time frame. And so it was like 3 weeks to get the whole thing up and running. And so I had to meet with my partners and decide if we were going to take the project, clean our plate off, and just really focus on this. And you know, it's been a blessing that we did. I mean, it's just been one heck of a ride and very explosive. As you guys are seeing right now, John was just talking about 5,000 new members in May. And the increased volume is, I mean, it's picking up, you know, 300, 350 new people a day right now. So if we continue at that pace, you know, it could easily exceed 10,000 members in June. So it's really picking up. But what's all the excitement about? Well, you know, in today's world, I mean, let's look at what's going on. I mean, everybody's, you know, at home. If you're going back to work, you're aware of the fact that things aren't going to be the same as they were before. Okay. So the world's changing. And so people are looking for ways to work from home, to create other streams of income, you know, to, you know, find some kind of normal in this crazy world right now. And so our visionary and CEO founder, Oscar Lopez, he and I had been talking for years about putting something together that could help millions of people. So when he came to me with CashFX, he was so excited. He said, Ron, I got it. And he says, I know I got it because I've been doing this for the last year to year and a half behind the scenes. Oscar made a tremendous amount of Bitcoin in his previous company. And so he put this team together of, you know, professional traders that are using, you know, expert advisors, the bots. If you've ever heard of bot, maybe some people haven't heard of expert advisor. And then they develop the trading team is being headed up by Edwin Abad, one of the partners in the company. And they develop ongoing algorithms that they then plug into the expert advisors or the bots. And then those bots go and make those trades. Now, during COVID-19, there was a long period of time here where we were not able to have those bots up because the market was so jagged. But my point in all of this is the same folks that are trading the Forex for you so you can earn while you learn. Because as John talked about, you know, the core product here is an academy. Okay, it's teaching you guys how to trade the Forex, which will give you a skill set. All right. It's always great to sit back and let somebody else trade for you and do things for you. But it's even more exciting when you understand what they're doing. OK, and that's what CashFX offers you, is the ability to gain a skill set that you can take through the rest of your life with you, because the Forex market's not going anywhere. John showed you how big it was. OK, massive. It's not going to go anywhere. All right. So this gives you guys something that CashFX, or whether you leave CashFX one day or not, you'll still have that skill set. Okay. And it's extremely valuable. If you've looked around at successful Forex traders, they live some pretty nice lifestyles. So what Wascar's put together here is this amazing team that has developed these algorithms that are absolutely crushing it. And, you know, if you guys are new and you came in during COVID-19, wait until after COVID-19. I mean, like, the results are incredible. I mean, even right now, if that's all we ever got was these type of returns, hey, awesome. Those trade earnings are amazing. So, but this team right here that Edwin and Oscar have developed, and they started trading with quite some time ago before they ever put anybody else's money at risk. is exceptional. I mean, I've been in the Forex market for 18 plus years. I've developed a bot, and I've never seen anything like what Waskar and Edwin and the trade team have put together here. So absolutely exceptional. John, if you want to go to the next slide.
Let's. And listen, Ron, if you don't mind talking to just for a moment about Web TV as well, because I know a great deal of time and energy has gone into that resource.
Okay. Yeah, Web TV, guys, is so when Waskar, again, first came to me, I asked him what his intentions were with the company, because I only want to build legacy companies, things that are around for 20 plus years. And he said, that's exactly what I'm looking to do. His vision is so huge, guys. We just one little blip on the map right now for how big of a vision Waskar has for this. But, you know, one of the other things he said to me was, I want to be bringing things to the market that no other company has ever done. I want to be full transparent. And I said, well, that's amazing. Full transparency. What does that look like? So he starts laying it out to me. This is back in like May 2019, guys. Okay. So he's laying it out to me exactly how he wants this all to look. And today we have part of that vision, which is Web TV that John just brought up. Web TV, what that is, guys, is as Edwin and the trade team are making the trades, okay, those trades are being funneled through Web TV into your back office so you can see those trades happening. Now, the software that's being used does redact certain information for proprietary reasons, but you guys can literally watch it happen. Or if there's not a live trade happening in that pair at that moment, then you can always watch a recording of the last trade session that happened with it. So you can watch this. You can watch the entries, the exits, and you know, how many pips are being taken, all of that. So as you're going through your education, what a great thing to be able to do is go back and watch somebody take that education and put it live right in front of you. John, I guess I could touch on some of these tools here as well, because I've got something to do with the marketing side. So on the marketing side, it's becoming very robust on the marketing side, actually. John worked with part of my team recently and put up another website that is converting extremely well. And John, we actually need to talk about tying that into the CashFX marketing system. And the two of those would just play together extremely well. We also have the CashFX marketing system. My team has gone in. I've got expert copywriters. They've gone in and written all the AR series for post opt-in. So after someone opts into your capture page, which we've built the entire interactive marketing system for you. So it's got the capture pages, it asks questions, keeps people engaged, and then they can either choose to sign up now or opt in. Either one of those. If they sign up now, they immediately start getting an autoresponder series address from Waskar saying, hey, welcome, this is your first day, here's what you should do today. And then the next day, the next day, the next day. So it's Waskar telling them each day what they should be doing to get the fastest success. Okay. Now, if they opt in, your goal is to get them to sign up, right? So if they opt in, then there's another series that drips on them and gives them new information over the course of about 2.5 weeks there each day, just kind of giving them new information until they decide to go ahead and upgrade. So there's some passive marketing going on there for you guys as well. But and there's other things going on behind the scenes for the marketing that we're working on. I'm not going to get real deep into those, but there's always things happening on the marketing side. And smart payment processor, that's another item that we're working on right now. Matter of fact, John, I guess I could maybe bring in some of my notes right here, because if you've been with CashFX for very long, even just in the last couple of weeks, what you guys will notice is that this is a constantly evolving company, okay? And so some of the things that we're doing behind the scenes don't always stay behind the scenes. If we have to put new servers live, which we're putting a lot of new email drones up right now, because if you look at the growth, okay, well, if your infrastructure can't stay up with the growth, you're going to bottleneck, you're going to implode. So that's a bad thing, okay? So we always have to be building the underlying infrastructure. And a lot of the things that we do, I refer to it as like building a house. The first thing that you put down is the foundation. And then you put all the pretty stuff on top of that, okay? You don't always look at the foundation, but without that foundation, all the good things above it wouldn't stay in place. So that's what we're working on a lot right now is the infrastructure because of the growth. And guys, this 300 to 350 new people a day, that's nothing compared to what's going to be coming here. So we're getting ready for that. So putting a lot of new email servers in place. And as you put new email servers out there, you have to season them. Okay, so not always are they going to deliver to the inbox immediately. It takes a certain amount of volume to go through there. good content going out, things like that. So those are one of those things that's it's a must for the growth, but it's not always the funnest thing to go through when you're serving seasoning new mail servers. We've put a lot more layers of security in place. We continue to enhance the security, which is also, if you guys have been with us for a while, you just went through a required password reset. That was part of the security enhancements. Okay. Overall, just putting a lot more servers in place to stay ahead of the explosive growth here. You may experience moments of sometimes downtime, because when we get a server ready, we get it completely ready. And if you guys haven't been around programming, I'm just kind of giving you a little, snapshot of what happens. So as we get these servers ready to go, we try and do as much as we can without the member realizing it. And then you got to take the server and put it live, because the fact CashFX, it's global. It's running 24/7. And so, I mean, if you don't believe me, build your team up a little bit and then go to bed and see what happens the next morning. Okay. So it's going nonstop. So at some point in time, we have to push servers live. A lot of times we can do it without any interruption. It's down for just a couple of minutes. Other times it's technology. So you might have a snag in the middle that keeps it down longer than expected. And then the whole programming team rushes to get that back up as fast as we can. So not always is it scheduled downtime, because like I said, a lot of times we can just do it in a minute or two, because we prepped everything prior to. Let me see, John. I want to throw a couple more things in here. Academy. Okay, so the Academy is progressing really nice on the new design. We're all very excited about the scalability and the editability of it. Okay, so John just talked about the Academy. We started off with actors. We did acting call. We did, all of that, or casting calls. But when we came into COVID-19, what this was a real eye-opener for the company, guys, because we realized very quickly, what if something like this happened again? We can't just go to a studio, do a casting call, and shoot. So we had to go in a different direction. So we're doing more animated, and which is very current. I mean, you'll see more and more of that. My company, the Conversion Pros, is very involved in the e-learning. We're doing e-learning for multiple industries. And so, being able to bring that here to CashFX, and that was one of the things that Waskar really wanted. I was all behind that. I thought that's great, as John talked to you guys about e-learning at the beginning. But we went to a much more scalable model, which will help speed things up on that. Let's see, John, I got, customer service. This is a good one here too, guys. We're doing a lot of enhancements in the customer service department. What we're doing is not the department, I'm sorry, in the software, the customer service ticket system. So we're streamlining that so that customer service can get more things done quicker. So, what it does is, if you have 100 tickets come in today, and we analyze constantly what's going on, and we work with Waskar and the corporate team on this, and so we're always getting feedback. Well, if one thing's holding up a rep or a few reps too long, okay, we need to go address that, because again, it's the scalability, it's the growth we have to stay ahead of. And rather than having a customer service department with 500 people in it, we want to be able to take AI and several different enhancements and be able to reduce that down to a smaller team that can service you guys just as well. Now, one of the things that we're working on with that is I have the customer service team going through and giving me feedback on what are the most common tickets coming in. And then we'll start to put in little videos that are going to go into different spots around the website that will literally, and if you guys just signed up or you signed up in the last few months, you've seen the video on the 2FA page where it walks you through how to set up your 2FA. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to do a bunch of those around the website, answering all the most common questions. So one, you won't have a reason to submit a support ticket at that point. And two, if a support ticket does come in, then the customer service could even reference that video, which is much better than them just trying to type out a response to you. So lots of great enhancements coming. And so let me jump back on this page here for a second. Smart payment processor. Yeah, we are working on that. That there is not that far off. And then it'll allow for much more streamlined money in, money out. It'll cut down on any payment issues or withdrawal issues. So it'll be a tremendous enhancement. Also giving Waskar a lot of his time back. And that's vital. I mean, when you have a CEO president that's, getting tied up on something, we have to take that time and leverage it. We have to get him back into being able to get at the 30,000 foot level and guide this huge ship because it's growing so fast. So again, getting Waskar his time back, getting leverage and streamlining things to make it much better. So
the other thing that's really key, and I'm really glad that we're going over these things, because while we always have new people attending these meetings, sometimes I think it's also very valuable for those members that are always coming back to these presentations to continue to refine their skills and their understanding of the platform for them to get updates like this as well. One of the things, though, if I put myself in the position of someone that may be looking at this for the very first time, Ron, all of these things basically tell a very clear story. And the clear story is that there's incredible capital that's being invested and spent on the development of this company with the intention of being around for a long time.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no expenses being spared here. So
it's a wonderful thing. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to be on. And I certainly appreciate all of those updates. I know the support one, I'm sure there was a lot of ears perked when we started talking about that. And Ron, you've been around the block as I have as well, even though it doesn't show on either one of us. We've seen a lot of startups, and we've seen a lot of those processes where people a lot of times are referred to as founding members, which is really what we're dealing with right now. And when they look back after 36 months or 48 months, of course, what they're looking back on compared to looking forward is unrecognizable. And I think that many of our members on this call, well, all of our members on this call now, they're going to have the luxury of looking back after 24 months and looking back after 36 months and remembering about all of these new things that were being implemented to create the long-term, smooth-running platform that they enjoy in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah, John, I remember talking about, the initial startup with Waskar and trying to figure out which direction we were going to go. And then that just kind of figured itself out with, our first members coming in with the PowerTeam, Justin and Luigi and good friends of mine. And so it just became an obvious and God really has led every step of the way here. And it's been an incredible ride, but to think that, we're well over 30,000 members now. I think we're 33,000 plus or something. And we got to update the website. We updated the website thinking, okay, that, we'll be okay for a little bit. No, got to turn around and do it again. So as far as the stats on it and stuff, but new countries are opening up and members are coming in and the success stories are flooding in here. And so just looking back, it feels like it's been a long time because as you know, John, you've been there with us. It's, it literally is anywhere from 15 to 20 hour days. And so you do that for, 10 plus months in a row. It feels like a long time, but it really hasn't been. And when we look back at the course of what we've been through, it's a really exciting ride. And I think that, everybody that's on this call here today, that's part of, CashFX right now, guys, look back at the end of this year. There's a very high probability that we could be approaching six figures in members by the end of this year with the current growth rate. 100,000 plus members. And then think about that. Okay. You were in when there was 30,000 people. What did you do with it? All right. This isn't a pressure sale or a close or anything, but just kind of, it's an honest, question. What are you going to do with today? Okay. One of my first mentors taught me that everybody's got 24 hours a day in their wallet. How are you spending that? Because the one thing you can't get back is your time. So those that are doing the best with CashFX are those that are applying themselves, whether they have a job or they do this full time. Okay. Either way, how are you putting your time in? Are you working with your leaders? Are you developing yourself as a leader? Are you reaching out and helping other people? Because what you're going to see here in a moment in the compensation plan, guys, and I'm very familiar with it. We programmed it and everything. But what you're going to see is that it really does encourage you to work with other people. So if you're sitting home going, wow, you're still in quarantine or whatever, hey, it doesn't mean you have to be alone. You can do Zoom calls. You could do all kinds of things all day long, just be talking to people, helping other people do the same thing and improve their life. I think that, and if you look at the stats in network marketing in general, not just the company, but in network marketing or work from home business at all, it's exploded in the last 3 months. And, we're gearing up for e-learning big time right now because, so many things are heading towards the work from home environment. Guys, there has never, I've been in this market, in this industry since 1996. And, I've never seen a time like this. This is, I mean, you want to talk about right place, right time, right company. Check all three of those boxes. You got them. You're done. Now just go do something with it. So,
and you have the technology to communicate with people. We didn't have that when we were first getting started in the industry.
yeah,
We would have all been breaking curfew. We would have all been sneaking out to meet friends.
exactly. So
listen,
John,
if you don't mind
thank you so
sticking
much.
around for another 5 or 6 minutes, Ron, listen, we certainly appreciate it. We're going to play like 30-second video talking about the Academy, and then we're just going to talk about how members interface with the platform, with the automatic trading. And I think that, we talked about looking back. You just mentioned looking back after our first year. And of course, we haven't reached our first year as far as pre-launch goes, and we're still a few months away from reaching our first official year from the official launch. But I would venture to guess that, and this is very important information for those of you who are here for the very first time, the list of 5-figure earners that are part of the CFX family, I think would probably surprise a lot of people. Yeah. And I think the list of 6-figure earners would surprise them even more. And then the fact that we have 7-figure earners in less than our first calendar year, I think would also surprise an awful lot of people.
This company has already made multiple millionaires, and it's just the beginning. So
it is very much the beginning. Absolutely.